My name is June Swallow, and I was the chief of the Center for Drinking Water Quality for the state of Rhode Island for a little more than 30 years. The State Drinking Water Act really brought the idea that not just the big cities and not just the bigger water systems, but really all of the water systems that people were relying on for their day-to-day drinking water should all be meeting the same set of drinking water standards. That wasn't that easy to do because it's one thing to tell a city to spend a lot of money on a treatment plant. It's much harder to tell, a very small entity that they really need to spend, a chunk of money on their water system. I think one of the most impactful things that we did was that we brought two of our largest towns, small cities, from being groundwater supplied water systems that did not have chlorine residuals in their distribution systems. As the coliform regulations changed, it became clear that portions of their distribution systems really did need to have a chlorine residual out there. And that's not an easy change for people. They don't like going to being able to taste a little bit of chlorine in the water. But with the regulations of the coliform rule, we were able to make the case after a few boil water advisories. When the first lead and copper rule came around, one of the things that we had to do is we had to survey and take a look at all of the bubblers. Well, that's a Rhode Island word. Water fountains in the schools, and figure out whether they had lead components, and if they did have lead components, they were generally taken out of service. But it's a small thing, but it's a big thing because you had to go to all of the schools, and there's a lot of schools, and check them out for lead. I mentioned